All right, folks, what's up? This is Beyond the Ether podcast. It's your boy Dino, aka your Solid Five,
And Nikki T, and
and
we
we
are
are
the
the
Boo
Boo
Crew
Crew
coming at you.
so this week we got you Popeye the Slayer Man.
That's right.
As we know, Popeye is the urban legend is that he's actually based off of a real person. Way back in the day, he was like a drunken sailor that would fight people. This is what I saw on Facebook, but apparently he was like an asshole that would just fight a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So the original writer of Popeye the Sailor Man, E.C. Seeger, he wrote it in 37. I guess is when right around 1937 is when Popeye the Sailor Man came out. It's been a pop culture sensation since. He's credited on creating the fictional or the animated character of Popeye the Sailor Man.
And then you got your director, Robert Michael Ryan, who's known for some various B-rated underground horror movies, such as Dark Revelations, Ouija Witch, Sleepwalker, Dolls, Dark Corners, such like that. A whole bunch of he's into a lot of doll horror movies.
Yeah, they all don't seem very great, but it is what it is.
Dolls are
yeah,
crazy.
dolls. Yeah, I saw demonic toys on there, and with the actress on one of them, which I was trying to tell you what demonic toys was.
Yeah, I don't remember. So
Yeah, they even went up against Puppet Master at some point, but
Xenop Puppet Master.
right, eventually we'll do that one.
Yeah, you know what? It's fun. It's all fun. Not too long ago, I just watched like all of them on. They get them on Prime.
Yeah, once it gets past the third one, you're just like, I don't need to watch them.
Dude, they're just it's just so, they get so entertaining when they got the demons and everything gets all crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, just the characters themselves are so iconic and great that let's just leave it at that. Yeah, so basically, like the writers and directors, the writers and director of this is mostly noted for horror films and some television. Nothing really noticeable though.
Ozark.
Yeah, yeah, and then also like I think one of the one of the writers was also on The Walking Dead at some point, but not as a writer, just as an actor. It's one of the saviors.
And that's still cool though.
Yeah, no, I would die to be on that show, or kill. Woo-ha-ha.
I know that would be time.
Yeah, I would, right. But most of the actors and actresses on this movie have all done kind of like B movie stuff. Also, one of the background characters is from the latest Demonic Toy movies, which I got to see because it's Demonic Toys. I mean, if you know about the movie, you got to check it out.
Looks like a guy.
Hopefully it's good. I mean, honestly, they're not that great, but they're iconic for being like late '80s, early '90s. You know?
Yeah.
Especially when the whole Full Moon Entertainment was out.
Yeah, Full Moon.
And they were on the forefront of like straight to video horror. Like Puppet Master and stuff like that. Because I don't think Puppet Master ever got a theatrical release. I think it was just straight to VHS at the time. And it was awesome. I mean, we had some great characters out of that series. So, yeah. So this movie is basically about like a what if Popeye the Sailor Man was out killing people because they are invading his territory, and we know why. And later on in the film, why he's doing these things. So we start off the movie with a rich man and a rich lady talking business at the factory, the canning factory for this small town. I forgot the town's called, but
I forgot to.
I
watched it 2 weeks ago. So.
It's neither here or there. And so they're trying to figure out like what they're gonna do with it. I think they're gonna tear it down at some point.
Yeah.
So they talk, and so the current owner basically tells them like, hey, like the security guy, I need you to do a full sweep. I think there's a bum staying here. Get him out. So he goes to look for him.
And guess what he finds?
No. First it's the drug dealers, right? Doesn't it start with the drug dealers and the girl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Skip that. Okay. So there's a girl that steals like cocaine or something like that. She's running from the dealers, and then they corner her, And that's when you first see Popeye.
Yeah, they chase it down into that factory, and she happens to run into him, and she lets him. She doesn't. He doesn't touch her. He sees her in distress, and he immediately goes for
the
bad guys. Yeah. So he kind of has a heart. If you kind of he has compassion.
Yeah. Well, because it says later on the wall, it's like, do not show fear or something like that, or
yeah, that's exactly
or
what it
like
says.
don't threaten him. If you don't threaten him, he more likely won't kill you.
Just look at him.
Yeah. So, well, no, but he does kill her though, doesn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Doesn't?
No.
Or just the dudes, huh?
He kills those dudes, and she screams, and I think that's it. She's gone.
Okay.
And then
because it doesn't show her die, right?
No. Unless she dies off camera.
Oh, see, it does say killed by Popeye off camera.
The woman?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
But you don't see her body, so we don't really know for sure. So that's technically not...
We know for sure, because
but we don't show her body, though.
Yeah.
So they show the drug dealers' bodies eventually because he kills them.
Yeah, it shows that.
He smashes the head, right? Or
yeah,
what does he do?
Squeezes his fucking
eyeballs, and then, yeah.
It's pretty gory.
Oh, and then does he gut the other guy? I forgot what happens.
I forgot
I think he guts one of the dudes because, like, their intestines are everywhere, which I liked. One thing I do got to say about this movie is I like the effects on this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like the blood and gore was, like, just right. Wasn't too much, wasn't too little. I felt like it was sweet.
It was good. They did a really good job on all their kill scenes. Yeah,
this was like the saving grace of this movie. If they were to like kill off screen like some other movies, I would have been pretty pissed about this movie.
Yeah, me too. I don't like that.
Yeah, I would have been like, I would have just not given a shit about this movie at all. But they, he guts him. There's guts like pouring out. He dies. Both the dudes die. One of the guy's head's crushed. The other guy gets.
I don't know.
I forgot what happens, but he gets it pretty bad. He's bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, that's when you now we move into the whole business ordeal and she.
Yeah, it says disemboweled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he cuts his or he like rips his. I don't know if he does some shit like that. That's when we go into the business and what they're gonna do to the building, the factory. And once the deals are finalized, that's what they're there for.
But then she loses her contracts.
Yeah, she gets spooked somehow. I think she gets the security guard. Yeah. The papers fall underneath like this pallet or something like that.
I would have been spooked too. That dude was ugly as hell. Man. One ugly dude.
His mom said he's handsome. No.
Yeah. One way or another.
Yeah. So the dude's like, hey, like I need you to get rid of this bum. So that's when we see the security guard walking around. He finds the dead bodies. He gets killed also.
He's a big guy. He was a big guy too.
Yeah.
He showed no fear. I give him that. That's for damn sure. But still got fucking slaughtered. But
yeah, he got stomped, right?
He got his head stomped. Did he get his head stomped in?
Yeah. So it was like just watching a watermelon just get
a straight boot to the head.
Man,
you know, when I see a person get stomped in the head in a movie, it's kind of fucking. It gets to me because this is like graphic.
It's very like messy too. Like their head just like, explodes everywhere.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And it's like, if you think about it, like it's what a people do curb stomping too. So,
that's exactly what makes you think about it. It could happen, and it fucking freaks me out.
It's actually pretty realistic. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you're like, oh shit, like.
Yeah. So they did a good job then.
Yeah.
It made me
nice and messy. Yeah. So that's when we get into like we meet some of the characters, at the college, and that's when we find Olivia. You really only need to know about the main dude.
So I got Olivia, Adrian, Margaret. So I think Joey was the crazy boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I think was Dexter.
Well, Dexter's doing the filming, right? He's doing the project, right? For the Slayer Man.
Okay.
Isn't that who he is?
It's a possibility. And then the security guy who got killed, his name was Angus.
Basically, he's making a documentary about Popeye the Slayer Man. So he's an urban legend. He's collecting all his friends to go and check out the factory with him.
Is it like a dare or something?
No, it's for his class, I think.
Okay.
He's doing like a school project, and that's like, and plus it's like his Magna Carta,
Yeah.
basically that's like his ticket
And then
to basically to Hollywood, golden ticket out.
Yeah, he's trying to get out.
Of that little shitty town,
So then he convinces his friends to go with him down over there.
He just puts them all in danger.
Yeah. He said, "Come with me." And
so his best friend, he bribes another friend of his so like they can hook up because he knows that like she won't go without the dude.
Classic.
And then the bartender chick that's like also his friend, and then he invites Olivia, which is his crush, and we find out later on who she really is. Blah blah blah. So they all they go to the bar first. They meet the shitty boyfriend, his friends, and then they head to the factory, and that's when they all start to go downhill. This is when they all start to get picked off one by one.
I just envisioned the shitty friends, that bald guy and that black dude.
Yeah. Well, the black dude was kind of just like there, like he was.
It was just like it's like a push. He was being pushover, dude.
Yeah. I think we all have like one of those dudes in our groups, like he's just kind of like
do what I say.
Yeah, he's a follower, essentially. So the boyfriend's super jealous. He's like, "You're trying to fuck my lady," like blah blah blah.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's crazy. He's just a psychotic, like, jealous boyfriend.
Yeah.
And which
a lot of codependency issues.
Yeah. Probably some daddy issues, mommy issues. Who knows, man? But there's some issues there.
Yeah, for
sure. They all Scooby Doo to the fucking factory, and break the law. Yeah. So the Olivia breaks open the lock. She doesn't break it open. She picks the lock, and they all kind of adventure inside there looking for the scary ghost like Scooby-Doo. And, they all kind of go separate ways to cover more ground. He starts to set up cameras and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Popeye is just kind of like in the background, waiting to see who he's going to start picking off first. And then we got Dexter and Olivia finding the office of like all the documents and shit like that. So they start checking through all that stuff. And this is like, we're not going like the last couple episodes where we're like talking about every little scene. I'm just kind of giving you guys like a little like rundown of like the plot line. Because there's not a whole lot to this plot anyway.
No, it's just a lot of killing.
Yeah, he kills a lot of people in this movie. So
of killing,
which is nice actually.
Total of what, nine kills?
I want to say 8, but it says 9. Well, it says 8 men, 3 women, but
that's fucking 11.
That's 11 kills. That's so-called 11 kills.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
Yeah. So after Angus, Margot Harrigan is the first one to die with her scalp ripped up by she sees him, she runs off. Her hair gets stuck in the door. He grabs the hair and rips her scalp clean off. That was a pretty dope scene. We don't get to see a lot of that, in movies.
I thought the scalp was the Asian chick.
Yeah.
Isn't that at the end?
No, that's early in the movie.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's the first one to die because she goes back for the thing, right?
I thought she went back at the end for the files.
No, it was like early on.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it was like right after they break in.
I'm in my own movie then.
Well, regardless, she's on the list of people getting killed.
Yeah. No, I was. Damn, I should have watched it.
Yeah, because then the one of the friends of the shitty boyfriend, he gets killed right after, for like, and trying to intimidate Popeye. Remember, he pokes at him, and then he's like,
the shitty boyfriend.
Yeah, well, the friend, the bald dude. Remember, he like snaps his neck, or he like, first he like grabs his face, his eyeballs, kind of like the other guy.
Yeah, that's
He's Jesse.
Who died? Doesn't someone die before that? Because that's when the boyfriend gets to the warehouse, and he's looking for his girlfriend. Where the fuck is she? And he's going crazy.
No, because they're just like wandering around at that point, I think.
Because he gets killed outside.
Inside.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all screwed up.
Yeah, he gets killed inside while they find the chick. They find the girlfriend, and he's like bullying her basically, and that's when Popeye shows up.
And he pulls a gun
And
on
then he
him.
pulls the guy pulls a knife on him, stabs him,
Oh yeah,
and like doesn't even affect him. It just
he walks right up to him.
Yeah, he just like literally just stabs him, and then like Popeye's just like
it looks just
like that's it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that's when he grabs him by the head, the eyeballs, snaps the neck backwards, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. And then that black guy pulls out his gun, and then he gets his wrist broken off.
Snaps it, and then he gets scared to run out to the car.
Yeah, Howard ran the hell off too.
Yeah, he was smart.
How you gonna pull a gun out on somebody and have that much time and not shoot that dude in the head?
Yeah, I mean, he should have shot him in the legs first, as he's pulling the gun out. Like, I don't know.
That guy's friends suck.
But it's horror, like, of course, there's like methods to this thing.
Yeah, so. I just know he has shitty friends that don't know what the hell they're
doing. So as he, so basically, like, I guess we'll just do the order of the kills. So Terry runs off. Bad arm and everything. Everybody runs separately. Terry runs outside, locks the door behind him, so nobody gets out, which was kind of a dick move.
Terry's the black dude, right?
Yeah, he's the black dude. Yeah, so he locks the thing with the one arm.
He does lock the door. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, but he was smart enough to run straight to the car and try to get out. But Popeye races the car so he can't reverse.
He's all holding it. Dude.
Yeah,
he's all like.
Well, dude, it's like he's got like Hogan arms, dude. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he gets out of the car. I would have just stayed in the car. Because eventually he's got to put the motherfucking car down to go kill me. And why don't he put that car down? I would have been driving right off into the sunset.
Or what he should have done instead is like he could have ran out for a second, right? Maybe even left the door open.
Yeah, come back and run in the car?
He could have just done a lap. Like, because Popeye doesn't run.
No.
In the entire movie, he does
a strong walk.
Yeah. So he could have just like looped around at some point, and the car's still running.
Yeah.
He could have just like hopped back in real quick, left the car running, or like the door open, and just like booked it. Like he could have survived, but he was so spooked out and scared.
That's what we get for being in a horror movie. We don't make smart choices.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't survive either because I'm not a runner. I'm a big dude. Like I got bad knees. Like I'm like probably the first one to die. So whatever. I would
have came back for you eventually.
Come on, in Boo Crew.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll come back with help. That's how it usually is. I'll come back for you.
So Terry steps on a board with nails on it. Or was it him? Is that how he
steps on the board with nails?
Okay, yeah.
And then after he sits
falls.
down. No, he sits down to take
them off. Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking another mistake he made.
Which actually is probably implausible because those nails are long.
How you don't see that? How you don't see it?
Well, how do you take them out right away? Because like those things would have been lodged in your bone.
It went through his foot. So yeah, I've been I've been hard.
It would have been really hard to get out.
I just look at how you're. I guess if you're running and you're all fucking distorted,
he's freaking out. He doesn't know what he's doing.
You step on some shit, I guess. Happens to be a board.
He should have just used the board to smack him with it. I don't know, but
yeah, he's
that would have been his only defense.
Like he's gonna make that decision.
Yeah, well, he should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's fucked, dude. Like he falls over at some point, and this is kind of a unique kill. But Popeye grabs the anchor, and those things are what? How?
Those things are heavy as hell.
Yeah,
that's solid steel
or iron, right? Or one of those.
Whatever it's made
of.
It's some kind of metal material.
But his arms are huge, like he's mutated. So he lifts it up like it's nothing. Yeah.
So. You had to go lift up an anchor, I guess.
So he literally smashes his head off, or he decapitates him.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was kind of a cool kill.
Yeah. His head chopped right off.
Yeah. Well, he had to do it like 2 or 3 times to get it to pop off. But I was like, okay, I don't think I've ever seen an anchor decapitation, but here we go.
Yeah.
So
that was good.
Kudos to them for giving us a little bit, something original.
Yeah, he is what he is.
Yeah. So Terry's dead. So technically, Popeye didn't kill this guy, but we got Seth, which is the other friend that the girl was like in love with.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah.
This is the best part in the movie for me. Are those two kills?
Yeah. So technically, there's 2 kills on this movie that weren't actually kills; they were suicides.
Oh, they were the best ones too.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. So they're running from Popeye. He's being aggressively like chasing them, and they're on the 2nd floor of like the scaffold thing.
Yeah, scaffolding. Yep.
He's trying to reach.
He says
like they're trying to get to the other side.
He says like, I have an idea.
so like he's trying to like basically like swing across the scaffold, right? Or something
he's trying to so he gets this idea and he's gonna climb across this iron beam that's going along the ceiling to the other side of the building.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's what he's gonna do.
It's too far away to reach.
He's gonna grab on it and check.
Like monkey bar, basically. Kind of.
So yeah, he reaches for it, and then what happens?
he falls to his death. He falls. Well, actually, he falls to the ground.
Yeah, he falls on those pallets.
On the pallets, he's hurt, but he's alive. And then he's trying to get himself back up, so he's pulling on this like sheet, and he can't see what's like above him, so he's like using it to like try to like pull himself up, but there's all these like steel bars.
What do you call those? Those are
I don't like.
Those fuck. They're called something.
For construction, right?
Yeah, there's a name for them, but it's like those those skinny long iron
like
bars
like that, or?
For like building a foundation.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but
I used to know.
So like a good handful of them, probably about 5 or 6 of them, fall down and just.
His girlfriend made him fall down, or that girl. Remember that girl? The girl walks up to him and she's like kissing him and she like helps him.
Oh yeah.
She helps him like try to get out and then that shit falls right on his ass. Right
through his.
No, she's kissing him and he gets excited from the kiss and he kicks and then he knocks the shit down.
Yeah, so it goes through like his entire body, basically like his abdomen, upper chest, all that stuff. So there's like a good like 5 or 6 of those like. Whatever the stick
iron rods, yeah.
And so, he's
dead.
He's dead. He's super dead.
He's so dead that his girl left him in the middle of death.
Well, because Popeye shows up right after that, right? No.
Popeye is still up there.
She's freaking out. She's fuck. So
uncommitted. That's what I think.
She's all fuck this dude. He's out.
Yeah, he's dead.
Super dead.
No need for him anymore.
Not the hard stuff that she wanted on his body, but hey, whatever. They're there.
and then
Shawing.
and then right after that, Lisa, his girl, the one Lisa, Seth's little squeeze.
Yeah.
Decides to get chased again, running down the same scaffolding, and gets the same idea. To climb over a rail.
Okay, she's a genius.
Second time, second chances, right?
Yeah. So she for whatever reason How does he like convince her to run back up to like?
I think she gets back up into the same place.
She's all scared. She's all she's all just like frazzled.
I guess Popeye saw that. This is an opportunity that worked for me before, so it might work again. And then
you gotta say he's pretty smart, at least.
And then it did. He's very technical.
So her dumbass attempts the same thing the dude did, slips and falls through the rods
right on
top of his body,
right
and
I laughed.
I was like, thank God, because. It's so nice to see like somebody so stupid in a horror film. It's like a treat,
I thought that was a classic death.
Right there. I was like, okay, that was one of like the better scenes of the movie.
And the way it was filmed, it was just like it was silent in the movie, and all you see is her grabbing, and then it just immediately cuts to a scene. It goes, and it just cuts to the scene, and she's on top of that dude dead. I was cracking up. I'm sorry. I thought that was just That was hilarious.
I loved it. That was
that was a good one.
a nice cherry on the top, you know.
Whoever threw that one in there was fucking smart. That was
Thank you, writers and director.
That's right. We give you praise.
Basically, Dexter and Olivia find out that the factory had a bunch of health codes and like a bunch of stuff wrong with it. They weren't really sure exactly what it was, but there was a bunch of stuff that olive oil, which was the one of the work. She was a whistleblower.
Is that who she was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was on the news and everything, on the local news, that she was like trying to shut the factory down.
Did she work at the factory?
Yeah, she was a worker, and so she was like trying to shut the whole shit down, and she disappears, and that's why Popeye's there essentially, is because he's looking for her.
Okay, because were they together in that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He must have been like out at sea, and he came back and
he came back and she was gone.
Yeah, he did. He decided just to stay there. She'll
So,
come back. They always come back.
They always come back for the sequel. Yeah. So, yeah. So we find out that she's gone. He's trying to find her, and that's why he's roaming around for all these years. And they also find out that each can of spinach is like radioactive,
gooey.
It's all gooey and like glowing green. It's crazy looking.
Toxic.
And, yeah, that's why his head's all mutated. That's why he's got like super crazy muscles.
Yeah, and his fucking brain's all distorted because of it.
Yeah, he's all like they find his notebook. They find his little sleeping quarters, and
cans of spinach all over.
Yeah, I mean it's all over the factory. Like there's mostly old ones. They only find like one recent one that's like glowing. Because they see him eat it, inside of his room.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
And that's when they find like even more stuff about like how they had a daughter, and he was out to sea, and she disappeared, and then he didn't know what happened to the daughter.
Yeah, it gives you a whole background story of.
And basically kind of hints you to like who Olivia really is. But we'll save that for a little bit later. Obviously, I mean you guys should figure it out by now. But so they find out all these little tidbits about Popeye and the history of the town, not the town, but the
factory,
the factory, and the guy who owns it, the family that owns it, etc. And what's happening next? Like most of the people are dead now. And then the boyfriend dies too.
Like so, after they find out, she's like, she realizes that he has to stop. He has to stop eating the spinach. It's messing with his mind. This and that. Because she's like, in her head, I care about him and this and that. So then they go like looking for him. I think they go looking for him because first he wants to get out of here. He's like, I want to go. Everyone's dying. Yeah. We gotta get out of there. And she's like, I have to stay. I gotta finish this.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So. Well, also, to go back on the notebook thing, like, you see, like, he's writing normally, like, throughout the thing, but then at the end, you see nothing but, like, kill.
It's fucking crazy,
It's all just, like, kind of like a Joker book, like, when you see the Heath Ledger, like, pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
He, like, literally, he just loses his mind, and he the only thing he knows is revenge.
Yeah.
Because he feels like whoever enters that factory is responsible for the wife missing.
Yeah, olive oil and all of that shit. Yeah. It's funny too because I forgot, how the way they try to detect him is by his corn cob pot smoke.
Yeah.
And then every time when he's about to kill somebody, you see a can of spinach rolling in.
That was funny. And off camera, we had discussed this a little bit, but it kind of would have been funny, if he would have done his like famous laugh, the thing you were just saying,
I thought that I would have just sealed like the cherry on the cake right there.
See, I think so this is the biggest problem I had with the movie. The problem I had with the movie is about them letting him talk, and it was so bad that like I think. Like, okay, so the one time I think they should have used that laugh is when the bodies hit the the poles. Like he should have laughed right then and there, and I think
that would have been perfect,
dude. That would have like cemented like the whole Popeye legacy right there.
Oh, man, yeah.
But they dropped the ball. They fucking I don't know what happened.
That would have been good.
Excuse my French, guys.
He's all.
Yeah, see, like if he would have laughed right then and there, I would have been like, "Fuck yes, boom, cherry on top."
Yeah.
But instead, they chose weird like one-off like lines that he said.
He says, "I am what I am."
Yeah, I am what I am. And I'm like,
that's all he says.
Yeah, I'm like, that was just so stupid. I don't know, man. It just, that for me, that like turned me off from the whole like.
He just stands there, all buff. I am what I am.
Yeah. Looks like
he walks up to the guy.
Roided out wrestler, dude. Like, I don't know, man. It was just crazy. That was like a big like no for me. But hey, the kills kind of saved the movie itself.
Oh, the laugh would have saved it even better.
So, essentially, we find out that Olivia is the daughter of Popeye, and she's trying to like save her dad. And also at this time, the boyfriend's trying to shoot Popeye, and she kind of like interferes with that. Is that what happens? Like he points the gun and
yeah. So yeah, the boyfriend's trying to go after Popeye now for revenge. Mind you that
he like kind of he knows that the gun's like lethal.
Mind you that this boyfriend also did he stab his girlfriend?
He shot her. She like because he like. It was up the stairway. I think he heard her go up the stairway.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And he thought he thought it was Popeye.
Yeah, he shot her.
So he shot her like somewhere near like the abdomen.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was a stabbing or something.
No, he shot her, and then he was like, "Oh fuck!" And then he takes off again.
Hey, he left her. He left her
there, and then he's and then like
he left her ass twice.
Yeah. So like Popeye actually like walks up to her, but then it goes off camera.
Yeah.
So we don't know her fate.
So because of his friends getting killed and like him shooting his girlfriend, and now he's on the revenge for fucking Popeye, and so that's when you get to the point where like Olivia's talking to her dad Popeye, trying to convince him like the spinach is evil, don't eat the spinach, and then here comes what's his name, Joey,
yeah.
And here comes Joey, fucking get off the way, I'm shoot him.
Yeah, that was kind of a. What's funny about that whole part was like I like how Popeye finishes him off. He rips off, he rips off his arm and beats him with it.
You don't see that too much. You see that in like video games.
Yeah, you see that in video games, but you don't see that in movies. And I was like, okay, I like this version of I like it shows his strength. Like obviously we see him in the car.
He has personalities. Yeah. He does have some personality.
He's like, how am I gonna kill you? Here we go.
He's creative.
Yes, I give him that too. Like, or the writers. I was like,
he has creativity.
Yeah, so he murders them.
With his arm.
With his own arm. Yeah.
Beat him to death with his arm, dude.
That was dope.
Joey wasn't so tough then too. Because Joe was acting super tough, and I'm gonna do this. And as soon as Popeye got a hold of him, he was screaming, dude. He was losing it.
Man, like it was a prison bitch. That was some good shit.
Give me your.
So here's the weird part about like, especially like the ending of the movie. I was like, all right, like the cops roll up, the ambulance, all that. Finally, yeah. And then we find out that the girlfriend survived.
Because I guess she called the cops.
She ran off. She called the cops. Popeye left her she wasn't a threat to him. Like
I think Popeye saw all the abuse her boyfriend was giving her and fucking let her go.
And I think she showed less fear too. That was another thing too. Was like, you're not supposed to show fear to Popeye. Otherwise
she sat there and just like stared at him.
She looked scared, but she wasn't like screaming.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of like sets him off, because the first girl screamed like in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She screamed and he murders her. Implied. It's implied that he murders her.
Yeah.
But she didn't scream. She just kind of was like,
oh
fuck, kind of thing. She
screamed at Joey though. She's all, "Fuck you, Joey." You leaving me again? Oh, it's fucking like.
So that's probably why Popeye left her alone, because he saw that like he was being a total dick.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was being one abusive boyfriend, dude.
He was a total piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then the ambulance and all that roll up, and we see Popeye kind of like walk away and go off screen, and but then we see him in the window again at the end of the film, and
Yeah, because they searched the building. And,
yeah,
and
and
then they can't find him, and then
which I thought was weird too. But like
he has hiding places.
oh yeah, he went through like they explain that like because it's a cannery,
Mm-hmm.
so they have all the conveyor belts and everything. So that they imply that like he goes through like that center area
Mm-hmm. To
to
get
like
in and out and shit.
yeah to get like through like more corridors and stuff faster.
Yeah.
So that's probably what he did. He probably just kind of like cut through the middle or whatever that was.
I give him credit. He's been in there for a long time,
Yeah,
so he probably knows
knows
exactly how to hide.
like,
Yeah.
Every little hiding spot.
After they come out, they're like, we can't find him. Then Olivia looks up in the window and she sees Popeye right there.
She's like, I'm coming back for you.
Yeah. Who's the other guy that survived with her? Dexter.
Yeah. So Dexter.
Now all of a sudden
Olivia,
Dexter's on board to save Popeye too.
Yeah.
Let's save them together because he's fucking too whooped on this fucking girl.
He hasn't even gotten none yet, and he's already.
He's whooped on her, dude. Willing to risk his life.
Yeah, right. So there's only 3 survivors. He even kills the owner too, right?
The owner goes back in there.
Yeah.
To look at the property, and he's talking about condemning it. And then guess what rolls up on his ass? A fucking empty can of spinach.
And again, crushes another head. Grabs him by the head.
Signature move.
Yeah. I mean, those arms, dude, were massive, so.
Mm-hmm. This is a big guy.
Yeah, dude, fucking massive.
I'll be scared if I saw a motherfucker chasing me. if that dude popped up on me in the alley in the middle of the night, I'll be fucking scared too, dude.
Dude, I'm out, dude. I'm about talking to you.
I'm like, that's fucking Popeye over there.
Fuck that, dude. I don't know. What do you think? Like, we kind of talked about it like a little bit, but like off screen. But
I think the movie was fun.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good interpretation of like what could happen if Popeye went off the rails.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. It had me entertained. I love the kills.
Yeah,
I think the kills are
That's
awesome.
my saving grace in this movie was the kills.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it also gave you humor with the whole suicide death scenes. Those are good.
Those are the 2 things that were like, fuck yeah. I didn't care so much about. Okay, so I hated the plot line. Obviously, like in my opinion, the writing was, the story was just terrible.
Yeah. The plot was shitty.
The characters were just kind of there. They
were just taking space.
Yeah,
that's what they were doing.
Which is fine. I mean, that's what you need in a movie. So the plot was shit. The characters were mediocre at best. But the kills were excellent. I thought.
Yeah.
I thought the kills were great. So if you want see some good kills,
definitely check that out.
Funny double suicide. Definitely check this movie out. If especially if it's like free streaming somewhere.
Yeah. I
suggest it. Like just put it in the background. Kind of thing.
If you like Popeye, and you want to see him murder some kids, check it out.
Then watch this movie. Yeah. But otherwise, like, I would say, okay, let's we're grading out of 5, right? So I would give it just above a 2, like maybe like a 2.25, not quite 2.5, but 2.25. Mainly because of the kills, and like the effects of the kills. Like, I think that like the makeup and everything was like great. I think they actually put some money into this. Like I felt like it was well done. So that was really the saving grace for me.
Yeah. Like I said, when I first came across this movie, I saw Popeye, I saw Slayer, and I wouldn't go in this movie just to see Popeye killing people. So I got my satisfaction from that. But overall, I'll give it like a 2.2, and that's because I would give it a 2.5, but they didn't put his laugh in there, so that knocks it down to a 2.2 for me. Yeah. If they had his chuckle in there, then I would definitely give it like a 2.5 or something like that.
Fair enough.
So,
well, that's it for this week, guys. This is the Boo Crew again, coming at you. We will see you guys pretty soon. Also, we're going to try to drop episodes early on in the week, preferably be Mondays. early. So if you're out in traffic, whatever,
Be aware.
be aware. Listen to us. Look beyond the ether.
That's right.
Also, you can catch me on my social on IG, Cali_DTO, CALI_DTO.
And catch us on Instagram, Beyond the Ether. That's Beyond the_Ether. Our website will be dropping info and little fun stuff for all you little horror fanatics who are listening. And you can check me out on Instagram at Bay Area Creep. Just creeping it real.
That's it. Bye, guys.
Peace.